Class 11th, Subject Physics, 7th chapter, Thermal Properties of Matter. Thermal Properties of Matter. From the chapter, let us see the phase diagram. Phase diagram. So, a phase is a homogeneous composition of a material. The homogeneous composition of a material is called as phase of that material. A substance can exist in different phases in solid state. If we plot a graph of pressure against temperature, that is PT diagram, which is convenient for comparing different phases of a substance, is called as phase diagram. So phase diagram is nothing but it is the graph of pressure against temperature, that is PT diagram, which is convenient, which is suitable for comparing the different phases of any substance. For example, we will consider the phase diagrams for water and for carbon dioxide, that is dry ice, which is the solid carbon dioxide. And therefore, let us see first the phase diagram for water. So for this purpose, the pressure in terms of atmosphere will be plotted against the temperature in terms of degrees Celsius. So here the graph of atmospheric pressure against, or the pressure which is given in terms of atmosphere against temperature, that graph will be plotted. And therefore for water, this curve up to this point C will be SV curve, which represents the sublimation curve. Then point C is called as triple point. Then this next curve will represent LV curve, that is nothing but it will represent the vaporization curve. And then this third curve, that is LS curve, is there. This curve will represent LS curve, that is fusion curve. Then in this portion, that substance will be in the solid state. In this portion, it will be in the liquid state, and in this portion, it will be in the vapor state. Then the corresponding values of pressure and temperature for triple point of water is given as pressure is 0.006 and the respective temperature is 0.01 degree Celsius. Then similarly, if we plot the graph of pressure in terms of atmosphere against the temperature in terms of degree Celsius, then in this case the nature of the phase diagram is as shown for dry ice. This curve again up to point C will represent SV curve, which represents the sublimation curve. Then this next curve will represent LV curve, which is nothing but the vaporization curve. Then this third curve will represent this LS curve, which is nothing but the fusion curve. And therefore for this region, that carbon dioxide will be in the solid state. For this portion, it will be in the vapor state, and for this region, it will be in the liquid state. So these are the two phase diagrams for two different substances, that is for water and the dry ice, that is carbon dioxide. And therefore if you consider the first curve, that is vaporization curve, if you consider this as the vaporization curve, that is LV curve, then the curve represents those points where liquid and vapor phases are in equilibrium. This vaporization curve represents those points where the liquid and vapor phases are in equilibrium, and it is the graph of boiling point versus pressure. Boiling point versus pressure. Then let us consider the second, that is fusion curve, that is LS. fusion curve, that is LS. Now this curve represents those points where the solid and liquid phases coexist. This curve will represent those points where the solid and liquid phases will coexist in equilibrium, and it is the graph of freezing point versus pressure. Freezing point versus pressure. Then third point is the sublimation curve. Sublimation curve, that is SV curve. Now this curve is the sublimation point versus pressure. Sublimation point versus pressure. And now let us see fourth one, that is triple point denoted by C in the above phase diagram. The temperature and pressure at which the fusion curve, the vaporization curve and the sublimation curve meet, and all the three phases of the substance coexist, is called as triple point of substance. The temperature and pressure at which the fusion curve, the vaporization curve and the sublimation curve meet, and all the three phases of the substance coexist, is called as triple point of that substance. That means in this case, in case of water, this point C is there at which all these curve, that is sublimation curve, then vaporization curve as well as this fusion curve, all these three curves are meeting at a single point C, which is called as triple point of water. Similarly, in case of CO2, again in this SV curve, that is sublimation curve, then this will be the vaporization curve, and this is the fusion curve. All these three curves are again meeting at a single point C, and therefore that point C will be triple point for this CO2. So like this, at the triple point, all the three phases of this substance will coexist, and all the three curves, that is sublimation curve, fusion curve and vaporization curve, will meet each other. Now let us see what is the difference between gas and vapor. Gas and vapor, though both are in the gaseous state, there is slight difference between the gaseous state and vapor state. A certain temperature to which a gas must be cooled so as to liquefy it is called as the critical temperature. A certain temperature to which a gas must be cooled so as to liquefy it is called as critical temperature. Now, the substance which is in the gaseous phase, and it is above its critical temperature. If its temperature is above the critical temperature, that means if any substance is in the gaseous phase and its temperature is above the critical temperature, then it is called as the gas. So for the gas, the temperature of that gas will be slightly greater than the critical temperature, then that state will be termed as the gas. On the other hand, a substance which is in the gaseous phase and it is below its critical temperature, then it is called as a vapor. A substance which is in the gaseous phase and it is below its critical temperature is called as the vapor. That means for vapor state, the temperature of that gas will be below the critical temperature. Now, vapor can be liquefied easily by increasing the pressure. Vapor can be liquefied easily by increasing pressure, while gas cannot. That means gas cannot be liquefied easily by increasing pressure. Similarly, vapor also exerts pressure like a gas. As gas exerts pressure, in the similar manner, vapor will also exert pressure. And now let us see the next point, that is latent heat. So what is latent heat and what are the different types of this latent heat? So latent heat, if we consider, then when there is a change in the state of a substance, when there is a change in the state of this substance, heat is either absorbed or given out, but there is no change in the temperature of this substance during its change from one state to another state. So when there is conversion of one state of matter into another, at that time there will be either absorption of that heat energy, or sometimes the heat energy will be given out. But during that conversion from one state to another state, there will be no change in temperature of that substance. So this concept will give rise to the concept of latent heat, and therefore the latent heat of a substance is the quantity of heat required to change the state of unit mass of the substance without changing its temperature. The latent heat of a substance is the quantity of heat required. It is the amount of heat required to change the state of unit mass of substance without changing its temperature. That means solid may be converted into liquid, or liquid will be converted into gas. So in this process, if you consider unit mass of substance, and if there is change of that matter from one state to another state without changing its temperature, then the amount of heat required to change the state of that substance is called its latent heat. And therefore latent heat of a substance is the amount of heat required to change the state of unit mass of the substance without changing its temperature. Now if you consider the mass m of a substance which undergoes a change from one state to another state. If m is the mass of any substance and there is change of state from one state to another state, then quantity of heat absorbed or released, that is quantity of heat absorbed or given out, will be given by the formula, that is Q equal to ml. Q is equal to ml. So in this case, the quantity of heat absorbed or released will be directly proportional to the mass of that substance, and therefore we will get Q equal to m into L, or L is equal to Q by m, where L is called as latent heat of that substance. As that L is equal to Q by m, therefore its SI unit will be, the SI unit of latent heat will be joule per kilogram. Joule per kilogram. And now we will discuss two different types of latent heat, that is latent heat of fusion, that is LF, and latent heat of vaporization, LV. Latent heat of fusion, latent heat, first one, that is latent heat of fusion, LF, and second, the latent heat of vaporization, LV. So how it will be then defined? So let us define first the latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of fusion: the quantity of heat required to convert unit mass of substance from its solid state to liquid state at its melting point without any change in its temperature is called as its latent heat of fusion, that is LF. The quantity of heat required to convert unit mass of a substance from its solid state to liquid state at its melting point without any change in its temperature is called its latent heat of fusion. On the other hand, the quantity of heat required to convert unit mass of substance from its liquid state to vapor state at its boiling point without any change in its temperature is called as its latent heat of vaporization LV. The quantity of heat required to convert unit mass of substance from its liquid state to vapor state at its boiling point without any change in its temperature is called as latent heat of vaporization. So in this way there will be two types of latent heat, that is latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. In case of latent heat of fusion, that substance will get converted from solid state to liquid state, and in case of latent heat of vaporization, the substance from liquid state will get converted into vapor state. So this will be regarding the latent heat of the substance.